today we are going to do some phonics together. Now, phonics is really important because it helps us learn to read and it's also really fun, okay? We do lots of phonics in nursery and part of phonics is about listening to different sounds. So let's see if we can become good listeners. I'm going to sing a song and I want you to see if you can join in with the actions, okay? I'm going to share my screen with you now, so you should be able to see the song and the actions on there. Okay, and the song goes like this. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, lips are closed, hands are still, feet are very quiet, you should really try it. Listening well, listening well. Amazing. I love how you were watching that really closely and I can see that your ears are listening. You have your listening ears switched on, which is fantastic. Now, today we are going to listen to a story, okay? I'd like you to listen to the story really carefully and listen to the different sounds. Think about how the music and the sounds make you feel. Now you might like to dance, you might like to tap, or you can just listen. And sometimes you will see me with my drum, okay? And when I tap my drum, you might like to tap the table or tap your knees to join in, okay? Once upon a time, there was a boy called Jack. Jack lived in a cottage with his mother, but they were very poor. One day, Jack's mother asked him to take the cow to the market to sell. On the way, Jack met a man who gave him some magic beans in exchange for the cow. When Jack came home with the beans, his mother was angry. She threw them out of the window and sent him to bed. The next morning, Jack looked out of the window. A giant beanstalk had grown in the garden. Jack decided to climb the beanstalk. It was so tall, it went right up to the clouds. When Jack finally reached the top, he saw an enormous castle. Jack decided to go inside. All the furniture was huge. Suddenly, Jack heard a loud noise. He ran into a cupboard to hide. An enormous giant came into the room. Fee, fi, fo, fum. The giant sat down at the table. On the table was a hen and a golden harp. Lay, said the giant. The hen laid an egg. It was made out of solid gold. Sing, said the giant. The harp sang. The giant fell asleep. Jack jumped out of the cupboard and took the hen and the harp. As Jack ran, the harp cried, "Help!" The giant woke up and called, "Fee, fi, fo, fum." He chased Jack to the top of the beanstalk. Jack climbed down the beanstalk and the giant followed him. As Jack got to the bottom of the beanstalk, he shouted, "Help! Help!" Jack's mother came out with an axe. She used it to chop the bottom of the beanstalk. The giant fell and crashed to the ground. He was never seen again. With the golden eggs and the magic harp, Jack and his mother lived happily ever after. Now, that was a great story. Did you hear any musical instruments?
Yes.
Yeah, did you know, can you tell me any of the instruments that you heard? Do you know what they were called?
No.
No, not sure, that's okay. Let's listen again. Let's listen to this one. This is called a harp. A harp, and it looks just like this. And that makes me feel really sleepy, just like the giants in the story. Did that make you feel a bit sleepy? Yeah, maybe you've fallen asleep already. And let's listen to this sound.
Yeah.
This sound was quite loud, and that was towards the end of the story, and that made me feel like it was finishing. Yeah, and there was also lots of different sounds. Some sounds made me feel really excited, and some sounds made me feel a bit frightened. When I was listening to the drum, I got a bit frightened because it was very loud and it sounded like the giant's footsteps. Now, sounds can make us feel lots of different things. Yeah, we can feel happy, we can feel sad, we can feel excited, and we can feel scared just from hearing sounds. Okay? Now, that brings us to the end of our lesson. Now, if you would like to, you can carry on with this lesson at home, okay? You could have a go at making your very own musical instruments. Maybe you could get a bottle and put some rice in it, and you could make a shaker, and you could make it sound like Jack running down the beanstalk. That would be amazing, okay?